Alright, good day, World Wide Web. Keep in mind this, let's see, yeah, that's the Livery. Alright, I'm gonna try something that is gonna be an experiment. Uh, let's imagine you have this model here, and you want to place it in the scene. Now, obviously, when you make the model, uh, why do I not see my cursor? I'm not seeing the cursor. There we go. Alright, selection to cursor. Guess I need to select it. So, when you model it, it's probably, in here somewhere, maybe right there. And so the first thing we're going to have to do, if you want to add this to a 2424 livery, is you need some way to place it into the model. And I'm not really covering it, but you can check my page here. And I do have a little bit here about importing 3D models for painting. This is not in any way so anybody can pirate, but we will need a model for reference uh, to place it. Well, here's one for the X cub. I'm using the X cub because I know it well. And so I'm going to go ahead and just move this right into my SDK package. So, well, I got to close it. It's so when I save the export in the model, it works. It saves it, and I can move this anywhere I want, and nothing is lost. It uses relative paths. Okay, so we have this model, which is, like I say, it's pulled out just the interior of the X cup, and we need to place the cup right here. Now you got to be really careful. You can't just willy-nilly copy models back and forth. Something I need to add to this. I'll put it at the bottom as a way to clean up the model. Because if you do, you'll end up with duplicate texture names and material names that have like .001. Blender automatically renames them if you copy something that has the exact same name. It's renamed, and we don't want to do that. So to avoid that, I'm going to go through a few hoops here that you don't necessarily have to do. But here's all I need. So I'm going to separate it out. Clear parent, so it's not under an armature. And we'll copy this into our cup rather than going the other way, just so we're not messing too much up. Actually, no, it would be better to copy the cup into there, wouldn't it? Yeah, so let's copy the cup into our temporary model. As you can see, it's not in the right place. So we want it to fit right there in that cup holder. And I'll get it over here close, just I'm not going to be real precise. This isn't about the placement. I mean, obviously you'll want to get yours where you want. It'll be a permanent thing. So take a little time and get it better than I probably am here. And now, however you like it. Okay. Now we will. Okay, well, see, here's what I'm saying. If I copy this back into here, I'm going to end up with a problem. So don't save. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go right to a new Blender file. And we will save the new Blender file. All right. Let's get out all this. We don't need to save that. So all we have is this now. Perfect. And we need to make it export. So this is brand new, so I'm kind of we don't need to keep it exterior. ... Okay. Yeah. Now I always uncheck this, but that's another story. That's all. Put your copyright in there if you want it. Then we'll add a preset. This is and you should probably use something more definitive, like, you know, easy mods underscore copy cup or something like that, but I'm not going to worry about that. All right, here we're going to go to my template explorer, and this is where the package that we were working in. This is this package right here that I'm looking at now. Okay, so we want to go in the package all the way, and in this it'll be all the way to the model folder. And accept. We need to make sure we got that. Make sure we got that checked. That looks right. We will save that. And double check our cleanup. Wrong one. Yeah, we got some cleanup we can do. Let's save that again. All right, export. Now, I have a bad setting. I have to undo that or it won't export for me. This is something local on my system. And there we go. It exported that time. And we can define and make sure it exported. Yep, there's our models. And there's our textures. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Then next, so we set it up in the scene where it went, and we exported it into here. Now we need to find a livery for it. In this case, I'm using a livery. Where is it? From a good friend of mine, or an acquaintance of mine that I've done some work with. A very good livery guy, Airpat. But this is a Asobo Cub Crafters for 2024 livery. Make sure it's a 2024 livery. So let's take a look at the livery, and this is what I downloaded there. Oh, come on, Windows. I hate Windows. I just spent a day and a half repairing Windows. And where we're going to add this, okay, airframe, float, center wheel. He does not have what we need, which would be an interior model. So we'll have to look on the, now I have these for reference, I have these downloaded. These are going to be exactly what you see on the VFS. So go to the VFS, and what we're looking for is the interior. Part interior. Here it is. Here's where I'm not sure. Part interior, floor default. I'm looking for one that has a, none of these seem to have it. That would be in this part, wouldn't it? There it is. That tag is what we need here. So we need a model floor default. If I could spell floor right. Or panel default. Let's go with panel default. Actually, I don't see why we couldn't use literally interior. But this is where we want to, hell, let's use the exterior. The exterior will last, will load. So we'll just, because I don't know where to put them. Yeah. We're going to attach it to the exterior. And then, so this is where we want to put our new models. And that'll be the models that we just created here. Oh, well, we got to combine, we got to build them first. So I build externally, and here's the package tool. It goes with the SDK package tool. So we'll build it first. I forgot to compile. Okay, no errors. Oh, let me use my script. Then it's these that need to go in it. In our livery folder. So those will go here, because we're just going to use it with the exterior. In other words, it'll actually load with the exterior. And that would be airframe, wouldn't it? I did that wrong. I'm not sure. Wait a minute. Is he just, yeah. Okay, so he's just going to here with his textures instead of here. I don't understand why, but okay. And then we'll put our textures in airframe. Now, we need to rebuild the layout. And he has this here. I don't really care for that being in the package. So I have my own shortcut to one here. And there we go. So let's see if that works. This will be like a test. And I may have to redo this video. It's not exactly straightforward. I've never done this. This is the first actual attempt to place a model through a livery, other than an actual livery mesh that I was working with. Uh, so I've just reinstalled everything as well. So that's why I'm getting all the notices. I thought it helped my PC speed up when I rebuilt everything, but yeah, that didn't happen. No, I didn't edit the livery or anything, so we're looking for his actual livery. But of course, obviously, you would want to basic, yeah. You would want to change the livery name. And here's where you're going to have a problem. You're going to need to add this to multiple different I think it's that one, isn't it? Yeah. You're going to have to add those models and textures to multiple different folders to get all the different variants. In other words, you may only find one variant or two that have it if you don't. But as you can see, the SDK project is just a temporary project. It has nothing to do really with the actual end result other than we just need it to compile. And it didn't, oh, you know what I didn't do? No, wrong folder. I didn't add I didn't add any loader. Again, and again, these are something I've saved, but this would be just like if I were going to from here in would be exactly what's on the well, not all of it, but exactly what would be on the VFS. But if you go in here, you find this livery, very simple LOD loader. So that's what I didn't have. And we only have one model, so we only need one listing. And of course, I added a new file, so I rebuild the layout. I'll be down. I still have my my game set to the default install, so it's getting too long a file name, which is a common issue if you don't custom install. In other words, I'm still in the default directory, so my bad. If you get that, then copy it to your desktop, which will be a lot shorter a directory. Then move it back if you need it. Now it should show up. How long has this been running? 20 minutes. That's what happens when you experiment. You forget stuff. Talking away with my mic muted. Got it muted for a pause for the cause. And there we go. So that's it. You don't need any fancy coding or anything. You just need to get it in the right directory that it'll load. Anyway, I hope that helps some people, and have a good day. I may redo this and make it a little less obtuse. I didn't do it in a very intuitive workflow or anything, but that should be enough. Y'all have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.